seems to have done the exact thing I said in my last video of it finding its support into the full moon, because we still had our full moon energy. So we'll see what's going to happen from this point on. But welcome everybody to Crypto Angles podcast number 63. I know it's a day late, but I had a family day out yesterday. We went to the beach and it was so lovely, but here I am. If you are new, my name is Kelita, Sahliah. I'm a mother, a real angel, and of course I dabble in crypto. That's why you're here. So I have a very right-brained perspective to interpret the crypto market. Okay, so we use astrology over here to interpret our crypto market, but it's not mainstream tropical astrology. It is only based off of the visible sky, so it's not even fully sidereal or anything like that. It's just the sun, moon, and stars that we see outside above our head. Okay, so that's where we are, and we are in July. So if you are new, the order of the video is we'll look at the astrological story of this cycle, how that could be impacting the crypto market, and then we'll check out the technical analysis for Bitcoin, XRP, and the DXY. Sometimes there will be Gematria connections if anything's happening on the world stage, and a lot is happening. There is a lot, but none for this video. My battery is low. I have to be super quick kind of doing this, but let's get into it anyway. So here's the July photo. Do you like it? And this is the cycle. So happy July, everyone. It is the 1st today. And we're going from the 1st to the 6th. So what's happening this cycle? We're getting Mercury entering into Cancer. We're getting Neptune stationing retrograde in Pisces. And, oh, mini confirmation, but we're getting our no moon, new moon on the 5th in Gemini. So what is all of this telling me? So Mercury is probably the biggest, how could I put it, the biggest astrological component that impacts the monetary markets, because Mercury is all about energy exchange. So this energy exchange can come through anything, thoughts, communication, blah, 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 but it's monetary exchange as well. So that is our major focus over here. And the fact that that's entering into Cancer, Cancer being a water element, for me, this is kind of like a signal of volatility entering into the market. Okay, volatility, because the market, crypto, is water, currency, it's sea, banks, all of that type of stuff. It's all water based. So that is the crypto market. So Mercury, this air element, entering into a water sign, I'm seeing volatility in the market. Also, the fact that Cancer is all about nurturing, protecting, nurturing, and growing, and things of that nature. So because that's what Cancer is about, I am seeing, being the water element, I'm seeing like volatility picking up in the market, and essentially all of these tokens are going to be nurtured. They're going to be nurtured and they're going to grow. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with Mercury entering into Cancer. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing volatility and growth, because astrology impacts our actions, of course, which causes us to make certain actions in the market. So this is why I'm seeing volatility. I'm seeing people may naturally feel, okay, it's time to nurture my assets. It's time to add to it or continue, and things of that nature. So because of that, I'm seeing volatility in the market. Okay, and amplifying that volatility because Neptune is stationing retrograde where? In Pisces. Pisces is a water element as well, and Neptune is water too. So Neptune also fuels Pisces. So it's just amplifying for me, because we're in this watery energy. It's amplifying the volatility potentially coming up in the market quite soon. Retrogrades offer a going back, a redo, doing things that you didn't have the time, space, or capacity to do before, basically. So check the mic still on, yeah. So basically, I'm seeing this whole retrograde period is amplifying to having the time, space, and capacity to actually nurture all of this watery volatility. Okay, so that's how I'm kind of interpreting these. I'm seeing volatility picking up in the market with this air element. Imagine air on water, especially if it's really raging, it can impact it quite a lot. So, yeah, I'm seeing volatility beginning to pick up, which I feel makes sense because if you've been seeing my other videos, we were looking at this presidential election years. So, in the month of July, we can see that there is a lot of growth, a lot of growth. So, just keep that in mind. I'm seeing volatility picking up. I said in my past two videos, I feel we're getting to the last stages of getting these discounted prices. And I do feel July may be noticeably profitable. When I say profitable, it won't reach like targets. I won't say targets. Everyone has their own targets, but it's not reaching like the highs of the crypto market in July. It's just not going to do that. That will be in 2025. Um, but I'm seeing volatility and then getting this new moon energy. We are fully in this new moon energy right now as it starts 5 days before and 5 days after. So basically up until, is it next Thursday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, next Wednesday. Before we enter into our first quarter moon and transition again for our full moon. But price is basically getting ready to find its new resistance level. So that's what we're going to be paying attention to when we look at the technical analysis. Price, it's clearly found its support level and now is getting ready to find its resistance level, but it's in Gemini. So Gemini is, we're still in Gemini right now. As you can see, the sun will enter into Cancer on the 20th. So we're still actually in Gemini season. But again, Gemini being fueled by Mercury, being this wind, air element, air sign, I do see quickness too. Okay, so it's just going to be interesting to see where price may find its new resistance level as we finish off this cycle going into the next cycle. Because like I said, with this full moon, it was on the 22nd, but we had the full moon energies up until the 27th. And what happened to the market? Sometimes it will find its resistance before the full moon kicks in. Sometimes it does it exactly on the full moon or new moon. And sometimes it goes a little bit longer into the period that the moon energies last till. And that's what happened with this full moon. So we were getting lows still the beginning of last cycle, we were getting lows, and then it's like, okay, have we fully found our low? So now we are getting ready to find our resistance level, but the question is, where is the resistance? So let's go take a look at the technical analysis. By the way, if you did want to grab this calendar, it is available. There's digital and physical copies available. This was just last year's. If you want that for research purposes, it's available. But do grab it. There's a discount, Lumin 10, blah blah. Support your girl if you would like, or just like and comment on the video. But anyway, let's look at the technical analysis. Do give a subscribe if you liked my astrological right-brained perspective. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, and stick around with me. So there's something I want to show you on the W time frame. I don't like using the word week, so we just call it W. But let's take a look at the monthly, because thankfully, as I'm doing this video on the Monday, we have had our monthly close and we're starting another one. So just looking at this candle, it is interesting. Obviously, we've just had downward momentum. We've had downward momentum, but we have started. Zoom in. Come on, you can do it, baby. I thought it was going to go closer when I reset the chart. So as you can see, as this month has opened, literally just today, there has been upward movements. So it started upward. So it's going to be interesting. We're getting supported quite nicely on the monthly with the 8. right now, as we didn't really touch it, but the wicks got close to it, so there is support there. And as this continues to go up, what will happen? But I want to also show you the RSI. So this RSI is interesting. Obviously, it's kind of like slanted sideways, but will we get this eventually turning up? And eventually, because this is a monthly time frame, it's quite high. Could this turn up, and then could we get our basically our bull run going up and up before we actually hit these lows? Before we hit these these lows again, basically on the RSI level, could we get supported by this moving average, and then it just flicks on up? So that's what I'm seeing there for the monthly. We do seem, ooh, are we transitioning? I don't know. I feel with this MACD, we may still get some darker greens coming in, but I don't feel it's finished it. Just with how high it is, we could get some more greens coming in, which essentially will be upward movement in the market. But take a look at the W time frame. Just at this candle. So all depending how this cycle ends. So we'll see in our next video where this candle here, candle wick, will finish. But it's this one I want to bring your awareness to. So we're getting a hammer top. Is this a, yeah, it's a hammer top. Is it a hammer or a, what's the other one? Spinning top. I don't know, but this candle is a name, it's a particular name, but it's showing a reversal in the market. So as these have come down, bear in mind this is on the W time frames. This is 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. So this has taken 3 7-day cycles to get to this point. But this is showing a reversal. So that's kind of what that candle means. Now it isn't like showing the downward candle instead of like the purple to reverse, but ultimately it's still the same shape, and we're already getting positive or upward momentum, because this is purple. You can hardly see it, but it is purple. So it's going to be interesting to see, will we get a stronger candle coming up as we're being pulled into our new moon by Friday? So essentially, what I feel will be good to, no, say good, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Where will this new moon come in? Will we just come back to this point for the next cycle when our new moon comes in? Or will we be pulled higher than 71 and actually close above 71? Ooh, confirmation, but it's going to be interesting, but will we? That will be the question. So let's just take a look on the smaller time frames. So as you can see, price just came back nicely to this point where it's retested, which I feel is healthy. It's done it, not only it wicked down to it on this point, well, traded on it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, past it there, 6, and then 7. So it's literally been trading here for how long has this been going on? How many days? How many days is it? 24 days. 124 days. It's been basically just in this ranging period, but it has found nice support off of this level, and it's beginning to retrace. It's also now above at least the 8 moving average, EMA, SMA, I can't remember which one it is, but it is above the 8, and it's getting ready to be above, is this the 20? So that is a good sign. Do I have 2 of them on, or is it just the one? I've got both of them on, that's why it's a little confusing. Let's just close one. Okay, yeah, so we are above the 8 here. We're below the 50, but at least we were supported nicely off of the 200. And with the other ones, we'll just close that and put this one up. We're still underneath it, but again, we were supported really nicely off the 200. So it's about price this cycle, as should be getting pulled up to our new moon. them getting back above these instead of it being its resistance. So it's like I just would like to see where this new moon will come in on Friday. So it's like, could we potentially just come up back to this level? Oh wow. we're switching a Bitcoin chart. We're gonna switch them. Trading view. Shaws. It's just so messy. But there's something I need to show you on like my drawings with that. So we're gonna go back to that messy chart, okay? We're gonna go back to it. So the question is, could we get our new moon resistance level here? Or just move it down a bit and squish it just a little. Squish it just a little. Or could we be pulled up, even if it's slightly higher than this point? Oh, 78. I don't know about that. But even if it's slightly higher than this point, so not being rejected at it, but it just comes up a little bit slightly higher, could be anywhere. We'll see. We'll leave these two boxes on this chart. Remember, if I forget, it's the trading view chart. Okay, I don't know what I'm using on this one. There's like loads of different charts, but anyway, ultimately I am seeing we're going to be pulled up. The question is, how active will this Gemini energy be? Being an air element, will it pull it up higher, giving us a higher high, which would be amazing? Or will we get this like triple top? Will we get a triple top? So that's what we're going to be paying attention to. Of course, we'll check out the DXY to see how the dollar's moving, to see how it will all impact. But just looking at the RSI, we were heavily oversold. We were oversold, so we are retracing right now. As you can see, we have gone up quite a bit. So anticipate a little bit of relief after this jump coming up before obviously it continues a little bit more. There was something else I wanted to take note of. Yeah. Did I mention this in my last video? I says if it is to do it, then this is what it's going to be. And it's done this exact thing. So we have a bullish divergence playing out. So again, just going back to this chart, it makes sense. We may get a good July, but we are getting a bullish divergence. Just look at the RSI and the price. Okay, so the dotted lines, when I'm moving this arrow, it's all in alignment. So the price that's happening up here at the bottom, the RSI is the exact same place. Just saying that for anyone who's new and doesn't really know technical analysis. Also, people, if you wanted to learn technical analysis, just the basics, like I can't teach you like major stuff, but on the basics, I have a course on the basics to learn Forex, and my Forex skills I transferred to crypto, because if you can do technical analysis for the Forex market, then you can do it for crypto as well. Like, for example, this is Great British Pound, Japanese yen. It is harder to do technical analysis on Forex. However, learning it on Forex, you can easily transfer it to crypto. So just getting back to BTC, SARS. Oh, sorry. This one wasn't saved. Didn't I just... Where's it gone? Oh, do I have to put No, BTCUSD. There we go. There we go. Trading view. That's it. I should have saved that chart. But anyway, sorry. Mama's still learning all this stuff. So basically, that's what I'm seeing. There's definitely a bullish divergence happening right now. And it's done that very same thing. On the other side, we have a lower point. So the RSI is lower. As you can see, it tapped into the oversold area. It's lower than this point, which was at 31, and this dropped down to 25. So the RSI is lower. However, price at the top is higher than this last point. So this is a signal for me of a bullish divergence. The crypto market is getting ready to move in a bullish way. And just going back to the W time frame, like I said, getting this candle here, this hammer top, whatever thing, is showing a reversal in the market, a reversal in the trend. And obviously the current trend was down. We had that reversal candle. So I'm anticipating upward momentum, especially getting this bullish divergence, especially being in this month of July, getting ready for an even more explosive August. I'm seeing it's getting ready. Just looking at the MACD, as you can see, it's definitely finishing its downward momentum. It's all in the light red. These are getting ready to cross over, and when the blue is on top of the red, it's more upward momentum. And then we could obviously transition into the green eventually, but it's definitely finishing off these lows. As I said, we did have this little retracement, so we could get a bit of resistance here, and price ultimately needs to push through these EMAs. However, it's being supported wonderfully by the 200s and the 8. So all price really needs to do, if it can break through the other moving averages, put them back on, it's going to look a bit messy, but if it can break through all of them, it's being supported nicely on the 200s for both of them, then it's just kind of confirming the upward momentum. It really is. Just taking a look at the moon. So we had our full moon come in here. So like I said, the question is, where are we going? It's not even, where are my boxes gone? This wasn't even the chart, was it? Anyway, it's fine. Things like that happen. The question is, like I says, where will we be pulled up to? Just to this zone within the next few days? That's probably a bit more realistic. That's probably a bit more realistic without, like, you know, scooting the leg, or especially if price can close on the daily, a daily candle close above 74. Okay. Yeah. If we can do that, close above 74K, that's probably a bit more conservative. Then that would be amazing, because we're close above it. Then we're entering our full moon zone, our full moon coming up on the 21st of July, where price will either retest this area as its new support before continuation, or we get a higher high. Like, when volatility is ready to move in the market, it's just ready to move. But we are soon going to get pulled up to our new resistance level. So will it be at this point, or will we create a higher high? Will we create our highest high in Bitcoin? So that's basically the thing. But I want to show you this other Bitcoin chart. So bear with me, it's gonna get messy. Just confirming like what it's actually done. So it's messy. So just squint your eyes and look with me for a moment, because I don't want to. I'll get rid of the moons. We don't need the moons. I don't want to remove something that I noticed. So this is my messy thing. These circles here are just clearly showing the actual bullish divergence. But it's this red trend line that it was trading in. And this is something I says we could be doing that, and it done the exact thing. We broke through it, and we've actually retested it. So that is good for a break and retest. So again, it's confirming more of this bullish momentum. I'm very bullish on BTC right now, and of course this needs to move fast for there to be any hope in for the rest of the market. So we actually did come and retest this zone nicely, as well as being supported on the 200s. Like I said, we hit on the 0.888, which is an amazing buying opportunity. We bounced off of that, lovely, and we're actually within the golden pocket right now for Bitcoin. So that's interesting. This is a backwards fib though, so I'm just going to go back to my other chart. That's why I should have done it like that. The boxes should be on this one. Yeah, I chose a different chart. Shit, what was my point? What the? I forgot my point. What on earth was I doing? The moment I clicked on this chart, I forgot what I was going to do. Oh, the fib. There we go. Let's pull a fib. So I did it from swing low to swing high to get that one. That was a bearish fib though. And like I said, Bitcoin was clearly at the 0.888. It's within the golden pocket right now. So like an amazing buying opportunity, but I wanted to just do it this way. I'm doing it to the wick. So I really prefer the other way. I'm still like catching up on my fibs, but it reads a bit more clear to me the other way, personally. But it's just interesting. Bitcoin anyway is at an amazing buying opportunity. Well, maybe not at these prices, but where it's gonna go, this was a good last chance to probably get in. I had this squiggle here, but I generally don't feel it's gonna get lower than this squiggle. Lower than this zone, unless there's a black swan event and they really just want to switch things up. But I feel if any more noise is put like on the crypto market that way, or any more suppression, for example, if we have this meant to be this explosive July, especially if we have some strange downward momentum in July before an explosion happens with a bigger one in August, I feel it's just black swan vibes. Yeah, not exactly healthy, basically. But that's what I am seeing for Bitcoin. Um, that's what I'm seeing. Just looking on the smallest time frame, the 4 hour. Mm. Oh, well, what am I doing? Reset chart. There we go. So, oh, okay. So just looking on the 4 hour, like I says, it's time to get a bit of relief from this movement happening. Of course, we are getting rejected. This is our resistance level, and we are getting rejected right now. So the question is, how will this hold? Because what we won't really want is if price struggles at this zone, it stays here, and our new moon pops in here. That's what we don't want to happen. We want it to come in at least where these boxes are to these levels. We don't want it to come in here, because if it comes in here, that's kind of confirming we may get a leg lower. We may get a leg lower when it comes to reaching our full moon in July. So ultimately, what would be good, we are getting a cross here, which is good. We're getting this kind of retest of this zone. We're getting rejected, but we may just come back to this level, find support off of this zone, and then continue up and actually break past 63k. So that's kind of what we need to do. The higher end of 63k, yeah, 63.6, I'd say safely. We can close above that 53.6k after getting a nice support and then breaking through. Oh, pardon me, confirmation burp. Then that would be a good sign, a good first sign anyway. We just don't want to get caught underneath all of this. But this is showing signs of strength, as all of, except the 200s on the 4 hour, we are above of all of them. So that is good. We just need to obviously get above the rest, and this alone could help support it. So on a smaller time frame, there's obviously, it needs to break through some things, but on the larger time frames, it's looking good and it's looking very bullish. But let's take a quick look at the P of the X of the R. Let's take a look at that. I'm just going to get rid of this fib because it's just messy. Sure, XRP is just wonderful. XRP is trading in this since its inception. Where's my other one that I did? Was it on KuCoin? Or was it Bitstamp or Binance? Yeah, it's this one. So we're just gonna take a look so I can show you. I mean, no gas, me no gas, you see me no gas. Me no gas up your head, me no gas. Me I tell you the truth. So anyway, if you've been kind of with me, I've said for times, I use my other XRP chart. I need to remember this is the Bitstamp one, but this is where I've been saying XRP has been trading in this parallel channel since its inception. I've shown you this in a few other videos, but I don't often. So I'm just showing you we were trading just above it. Let's actually look closer. There you go. We traded into it nicely. We were there. XRP started at, oh, would I have loved to have brought XRP before it was a penny? Absolutely. So we traded fully into this parallel channel. It became its resistance just there. We were trading in it, and then pew, we just spat out of it like a giant rocket. Um, and this is amazing because look, as we broke out of it, and I'm paying attention because could this happen right now? But as we traded out of it, we were trading on top of it, and then that gave us that big next leg up. Okay, could we have that rerun? Or could we have this version where we traded into it, we touched the bottom of this parallel channel, like we're basically doing now and have done. Um, and then after touching that bottom 2 times, 3 times, 3 times, 4 times, we exploded out of it. We did come back into it. And then, of course, we had this massive explosion out of it again, where once we came out of it, we retested the top of the parallel channel, and then we just continued on up and up and up and up and up and up and up. So we just went for it back then. So my thing is, how are we going to act now? What is going to be the play for this whole parallel channel and coming out of it? So it's interesting how it shows it on different things, because on the daily we are showing we are at the bottom of the parallel channel, but not quite on the W time frame or the monthly time frame. So that's kind of creeping me out a little bit. But looking at the RSI though, you can see on the W time frame, oh, we've tapped back to that level, or a bit lower than where was price here. Okay, back in December 2020. That's interesting. 2022, sorry. So we tap back to that level. So shit, I forgot my point. I'm sorry. I hope you like my memory, this memory of mine. But yeah, looking at the daily though, it's just going to be interesting to see what we're going to do. That's what I was doing, I was looking at the RSI. So we are getting some relief, and it's just going to be interesting to see what we're going to do. Obviously, we're more on the sold side for buying. But will we get rejected off of this level, or will this be the bottom and then we continue on up? Saying that, where was that point where that was the bottom? Interesting. It was there, no? Yeah, here and there. December 2020, January 2023. These lows. That's interesting. I'm saying that because obviously we got these lows here, and when it touched that zone on the RSI, we obviously had upward momentum, and we're at the same point RSI wise. So will we be getting upward momentum soon? I just don't like how on the W time frame we're not touching the bottom. I just want to check the monthly candle. So again, like Bitcoin, it was just down. But we had a buyback. It wasn't as low, obviously, as it was. The RSI for the monthly is looking a bit better, because this could flip up and then we just go on up. We may not get these lows passing lower than this point. which, yeah, is this zone. That's so interesting. That's really interesting, because this is the bottom of the parallel channel. And obviously we're at that point now. We're not as low as it. Fascinating. Fascinating. Obviously the altcoins, on the monthly, we tapped into the red a little. Could we get a little leg lower to like the, what's it called, the range in between 41 to 43 cents? I don't see XRP going lower than 40 cents. But as we have had a lot of downward momentum, I'm seeing there's definitely room. But this is like isolated. It's really isolated. MACD on the W time frame, we are kind of transitioning, kind of slowing down on obviously the sales, which is good. Like, we're getting lower volume. See, coming in here, then here and here. It's getting lower each time, so it's definitely slowing down. But let's take a look at the daily. So, sure, on the daily, now I've got these two red lines here because these red lines are the trend lines of where price was. This is where price fully closed, and this one is where price wicked to. So since its highest point, like $3 something, that's the wick. But I think it closed on $2 something, didn't it? And this is like the actual close. So this is something that's quite interesting to me, which I found out as well. Which I'm paying attention to as well. Gosh, I was sitting on my toes. I was sitting on my toes and now it's numb. Anyway, so rotted. Did I just draw this different? Or is it a whole different chart? Because I think maybe I put it on different, because it's definitely touching it on the daily. It was touching it on the daily. I lie. It was, wasn't it? On this one, so I'll switch my XRPs. On this one, it was touching it on the daily. Let's go back to my baby. Yeah, I think I drew it different. So then that's telling me, yeah, this makes more sense. This makes more sense. So the other one was more like from the inception. But as you can see, basically the bottom of the parallel channel has been doing it on the W time frame. Let's take, and pretty much the monthly as well. So there isn't actually a gap. I've just clearly put that one in slightly a bit lower. But there's not a gap on the larger time frame. So that's better. That's better to see, because we don't want this going any lower. We're literally at the lowest point. We really are for this XRP, but just looking more on the daily. So these red lines are the same thing again. It's just drawn a little different, but we're holding this parallel channel, and it's the same thing I says with the others, how we basically just bounced off it. Again, look, it's just hitting it much better. This one doesn't have more chart data. That's what it's just showing here. This, it bounced out of it before and it retested the top of the parallel channel, and then it exploded. It went, touched, hit the bottom, then it exploded. It retested it here, went further up, hit it again. It exploded to the top of the parallel channel. Okay, it got rejected, and then it finally went out. But now we're at the bottom, so this is where I'm anticipating this potential explosion or upward momentum or something. But price is just it's just here. It's all XRP is doing. Like, Bitcoin needs to move. It's underneath a lot more of all of these EMAs, SMAs than Bitcoin is. So it's just about, confirmation burp. That was a dirty burp. Did you hear that? That really wasn't very ladylike. Please forgive me. On the daily, we are trying to pick up that buying momentum and volatility, but it's still so suppressed. Like I said, they're pointing up now, which is good. The blue is on top of the red, but we need to get more of that green momentum coming in. For XRP, it's at the lowest it can go. And like I says, if we happen to have any other strange leg down, 41 cents may be the lowest where this has wicked to. But like I says, we're getting ready to find our new resistance level. So where could that be for XRP? Where could it be is the question. Ideally, being, conservative, having it really needs to break through these resistance levels and confirm it as a support, but we at least want it above 50 cents, at least 50 cents, but 53 and of course above 56 will be better. So it's like 50 cents, it's like, okay, we're seeing something, but 53 to 56 will be better if we're pulled up to that level. That's the main thing we want to be paying attention to, where our resistance level is going to be, because that will confirm everything else for us. So for example, if we get a good resistance level, even if it's just retest this zone, but we're pulled up quite nicely, we could then come back, get a higher support with our full moon, and then continue on up. That would be better. But if the new moon, the red ones, come in lower, then that's when we could get that random thing getting a leg lower. So it will all depend, of course, on Bitcoin, if that gets its slightly higher high, or at least an equal level, for XRP to do what it's doing. But it is at the bottom of this parallel channel, so it can't really go lower. It seems to not like trading lower than this parallel channel, so that's a good thing. So if we dip out of it, I'm not seeing it will be for long, but essentially that's what I'm seeing for XRP. It really needs to get above these moving averages, all of them pretty much, except the 8. That's the only thing that's kind of keeping it is being supported by the 8. Maybe that can hold it enough to get above the rest of these. But ultimately, 50 cents, 53 and 56 is what I'm going to be paying attention to as like resistance levels. And yeah, that will be like a sign of strength for continuation. But I'm not ruling out its explosions when it touches the bottom of the parallel channel. So this is also what I mean with this Gemini energy. Gemini can be, you get in one thing or the other. And Gemini is one of the signs. It doesn't move one of the fastest. That's like Aquarius, Leo, sometimes Virgo can, sometimes, but there is still movement when it comes to Gemini energy. Taurus is one of the more steady moving, like percentage wise. Taurus moons are more of the steady ones, but Gemini, you get in one thing or the other. So I don't know. Could it be like, if we get like a repeat of when we hit the bottom, we get like quite an explosive thing up? Could we be one side of the Gemini moon where it comes in higher and we're getting like quite a big candle as we're pulled up to find its resistance? Or could it be just more on the weaker side this month and we get a low one? So Gemini is sometimes sometime-ish, but I am paying attention to obviously them explosive candles when we're at the bottom of this parallel channel, and it's been here for a minute. May it want to come up, retest it one more time before it goes up, or has it done it more than enough for that big candle to happen? Yeah, like I says, RSI wise, on the daily, it is looking healthy. We have gone up quite a bit, so I am anticipating a bit of relief, a bit of a retest before continuation. Yeah, a bit of a retest before continuation and actually get above this point. That could be a possibility. Where is that point? Yeah, basically getting above this. So getting above that, getting above 50 cents is the first thing to pay attention to, basically. Just take a look on a smaller time frame, see what it's doing. Yeah, so again, this was a strong white line, and seeing it on the smaller time frame, this is interesting because we are below the white line, lads. We're below it. We're below the white line. So this is its resistance level right now. So XRP has to break above 48 cents. It is getting rejected off there, and I feel it's got rejected one, two, maybe a third time before it actually breaks through. And because it was just up, there may be a little relief if we do back test a little, kind of like what Bitcoin is doing. Oh, but that's good though. Look, on the 4 hour, it's actually being supported by all of these. It's above them. So that is a sign of strength. So sometimes I like to look on the smaller time frames because it can show you where the strength is beginning to build up. So that is a sign of strength. It will be good to get above, obviously, the 200s eventually on the 4 hour. And then, of course, all of the luminary moving averages as well. But we need to break through here. We're getting rejected. We could get this little retest back to here before breaking through. But right now we are underneath a very solid resistance level. So we have to break through that. It's like we're just being wedged between its lows it wants to get to and this resistance level at 48 cents. Yeah, but all of this, they're crossing. So that's a good sign. The white is getting ready to cross that. So that is a good sign for like continuation. And we can easily just retest that a little bit for extra support, and it allows us to break through. But this breakthrough, how high will we go? How high will we actually go is the question. And this is our first point. We need to get higher than 50 cents. Yeah, which makes sense because if we do that, we'll then be supported by both of the 200 moving averages, which will be healthy. So that's what I'd rather see. Kind of like yin and yang, you know, we've gone down here. So it's like, oh, we go and do this at least to this level, get our support, retest it, and then continue. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for XRP. Let's take a look at the DXY and then we'll close to see what the DXY is doing, to see how it may impact the rest of the Z market. Sure. The DXY, it did what I was anticipating to do. Check the mic still on before we nearly finish. But it did what I was anticipating it to do, which how this has acted is healthy for the crypto market. Okay, it is healthy. So yeah, because I was saying, will we get a higher high? Because then that wouldn't really be good for the crypto market, but we haven't. We got rejected very clearly from this level and we've come down. So because we have come down, I am anticipating a little bit of relief, which I feel is done today because this is open. Obviously we went down to this low and we have had some relief already. Not a lot of relief though. Not a lot, because we're still looking on the daily. Let's actually take a look on the 4 hour because this day has just started to see how what it's actually doing. But it's definitely done a double top and a smaller double top. Sorry, let's talk more about this. It's done like a smaller double top, which is good. It's created a lower high, which is good for the crypto market. Okay, it's created that lower high. So it's just seeing obviously how it's going to respond. Now, obviously, this is that little bit of relief that it's beginning to get. We got clearly rejected. It tried it once, twice. We got clearly rejected. And now we're actually underneath the moving averages, which is interesting. Where were they on the daily? Yeah, we're below the 8 though. We're now below the 8. So showing a tiny sign of weakness, but on the 4 hour, we are below them all except the 200s and the luminary moving averages. And what's going to happen? So clearly this is our support level, and we want to see how the dollar responds. Will it just get rejected because these are crossing? Okay, it's underneath them all, and these are crossing. So as we're getting this little relief, where Bitcoin and XRP, because they went up, they're getting the little relief, slightly going backwards. You know, they're retesting that. That's what Bitcoin and XRP are doing, and this is doing the opposite. So we've done this and we found our support, so we're getting that little bit of relief. But just as Bitcoin and XRP, or you know, just Bitcoin is about to get that extra support, you know, just remember the Bitcoin chart. Let's get that extra support. Could this get rejected off this level, and then could we break below the 105? Yeah, I'm seeing that's more in the cards, to be honest. The MACD, we're still, you know, we're in red territory, so it's definitely not finished. I'm seeing that's probably more of the case because crypto is getting ready to find its new resistance level with our new moon, no moon. So could that be the case? We just get rejected off here and then we break through this zone, the 105. So that's what I'll be paying attention to, especially when this break happens, or if it happens. Why did I just pause? It's just more upward momentum for the crypto market, of course. But that's what I'm seeing. Ultimately, on the larger time scale, it's showing signs of weakness as this whole area is a lower high than the previous point, which is over there. It's a lower high. So yeah, I'm more for on the 4 hour it probably being just rejected off that zone, so it's pushed back through to this level. So it's all a waiting game, I guess, people. But that's, make sure my mic's still on, but that's basically what I'm seeing for this cycle. I'm seeing that we need to be pulled up to our new moon. So it's the beginning of the cycle. It's only Monday. Markets have just opened today. What's the time now? The American market is going to open soon, America. So the New York time is going to open. So that may show us more in the market and how it's going to move. But ultimately, it's getting ready to be pulled up to its new resistance level. There is water elements in the market right now, in the air, in the hologram. So it's just going to be interesting to see how this volatility plays out, where our resistance level is fully going to be. It will be fully confirmed by like next Wednesday, fully clarified. But it could pop in at any point, so keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm seeing a DXY going down and crypto having some relief and moving a little bit up this cycle, going into next cycle. So that is it for this video, Crypto Angles podcast number 63. We've done 63 of these, people. Make sure you do grab the calendar, support your girl out, like and subscribe to the video, and I'll see you in the next one. But make sure you're ready for this crypto market. I'll see you in the next one anyway. Angel out. Bye.